Healthcare accounts and their acronyms like HSAs, HRAs, and FSAs can be complex and confusing. Let's compare 3 of the more common accounts and what they offer. Typically, a family would pay for medical expenses, where usually 25% would be lost to taxes. An HSA, or health savings account, is usually a lower-cost, qualified health plan with a higher deductible that will free up dollars to be put in a tax-free HSA account to pay for potential out-of-pocket expenses. Employers, the employee, or a family can contribute to this account tax-free, but there are limits that are likely to increase yearly of this amount for individuals and this amount for families. Then the funds from this account could be used to pay for out-of-pocket qualified medical expenses of the family. Unused funds will carry over to the next year. Now let's take a look at an HRA, or health reimbursement arrangement. Instead of a typical scenario where you would pay for out-of-pocket medical expenses with a nearly 25% loss to taxes, an HRA allows an employer to buy a high-deductible plan, lowering health insurance premiums. That allows the employer to use that money to set up these unspent funds to pay for potential medical expenses on a tax-free basis for participating employees. If an employee has a large claim, it's covered and is paid for by the insurance, and the smaller claim costs are reimbursed to the employee with funds saved from that high-deductible plan. Unused funds go back to the employer at the end of the plan year. Now let's take a look at an FSA, or flexible spending account. Instead of paying for out-of-pocket medical expenses with a loss to taxes, an FSA is an employer-established, tax-advantaged account funded by the employee. The employer opens the account, the employee determines how much salary he or she will divert to the account, with a limit set by the employer, and the contributions are made with pre-tax payroll deductions. Funds from this account can be used for a deduction of up to this amount for qualified medical expenses, and up to this amount for dependent child care costs per plan year. Up to this amount can be carried over to the next plan year, and the balance over this amount reverts back to the employer shortly after the end of the plan year.